I'm back with another album review. Today's a big milestone for my album review series because this is my 300th album review. Because of that, I decided to do something special and review the Metallica Blacklist. This is a tribute album consisting of covers of the songs from the Black Album, and 53 artists recorded the covers. Half the proceeds went to Metallica's All Within My Hands Foundation, while the other half was donated to other charities selected by the artists. The album was released on September 10th, 2021 on Blackened Recordings. It was initially released digitally, and the physical version came out on October 1st of the same year. The executive producers were Metallica, Giles Martin, Eleni Saltis, Mark Ryder, and Brant Whale. The album was mixed by Nigel Butler. The mastering was done by Frank Arkwright at Abbey Road Studios. This album was made partially to commemorate the 30th anniversary of the Black Album, which is Metallica's most successful album. I made a review of it over a year ago. Now let's talk about the songs. First up, we have Enter Sandman being covered by the following artists in chronological order: Alessia Cara in the Morning, Mac DeMarco, Ghost, Juanes, Rina Sawayama, and Weezer. The last two are the ones who I'm most familiar with. Rina did a good job covering the song, but I think the best cover is by Weezer. And I'm not just saying that because Weezer is one of my favorite bands. As the others, I don't know anything about them. After that is Sad But True, covered by the following artists: Sam Fender, Jason Isbell of the 400 Unit, Mexican Institute of Sound featuring La Perla and Guerra MX, Royal Blood, St. Vincent, White Reaper, and YB. Royal Blood is the only one that I'm familiar with, and their cover was the best. The next track is Holier Than Thou, covered by the following artists: Biffy Clyro, The Chats, Off, Puff, and Corey Taylor. The best cover is the one by Off, and the second is the one by Corey Taylor. Granted, those are the only two that I'm familiar with. Next up is The Unforgiven, cover by Cage the Elephant, Vishal Dadlani, Diet Sig, Flatbush Zombies featuring DJ Scratch, Hat Ash, Jose Madero, and Moses Sumney. The only one of these artists who I'm somewhat familiar with is Cage the Elephant, since one of their videos was featured on Beavis and Butthead. I also saw them in concert back in August of 2019 when they opened for Beck. Up next is Wherever I May Roam, covered by Jay Balvin. Chasing Status featuring Backroad Gee, the Neptunes, and John Barty. I don't know who any of these people are. The following track is Don't Tread on Else Matters. This is a medley by Sebastian. We followed it up with Don't Tread on Me, covered by Portugal the Man, featuring Aaron Beam and Volbeat. That's followed by Through the Never, covered by The Who and Tommy Owo. The track after that is Nothing Else Matters, being covered by Phoebe Bridgers, Miley Cyrus, Dave Gahan, Mickey Guyton, Dermot Kennedy, Mon Laferte, Igor Levitt, My Morning Jacket, PG Roxette, Darius Rucker, Chris Stapleton, and Tresser. The artist who I'm most familiar with is Phoebe Bridgers, and her cover was the best. One thing I should mention is about Miley Cyrus, that she worked with Andrew Watt, Elton John, Robert Trujillo, Chat Smith, and Yo-Yo Ma. It's kind of ironic that she surrounded herself with musicians who I'm more familiar with. The track that comes next is A Wolf of Man. This was covered by Goodnight Texas. The track that comes after that is The God That Failed, and this was covered by Idlis and Imelda May. The second to last track is My Friend of Misery. This is covered by Cherry Glazer, Zia, and Kamashi Washington. The final song is The Struggle Within, and is covered by Rodrigo y Gabriela. When I was researching this album, I read that it peaked at number 103 on the Billboard 200. I checked out the critic reviews, and it was mostly met with positive reviews since it has a 66 on Metacritic. Some reviews were positive while others were in the middle. Now for my thoughts. Personally, I think this album is just okay. For some reason, the majority of the artists who are featured are artists who I'm not familiar with. The ones who I'm most familiar with are Weezer, Rina Sawayama, Royal Blood, Off, Corey Taylor, Phoebe Bridgers, and Cage the Elephant. I would recommend this album solely because of these artists in particular. And now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to the Metallica Blacklist? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite cover from it? What other artists do you think should have been featured? Now let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify you of future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another review.